Hello and welcome to another update video about Rune. So the Rune chart probably topped there in this fifth wave of wave 1. We've been talking about that for a little while. We have, I would say, a pretty healthy 5 waves to the upside. The last move up here seems to have been an ending diagonal as assumed. What I don't like about this chart is that the wave 4 came down a little bit too low. But it's not invalid, so it's okay, it's valid, and now we're tracking a 3-wave structure to the downside. Should go, in my opinion, at least to $1.53. That's the 50% retracement level. That's typically sort of, let's say, the minimum I would normally like to see in such a wave 2. Yeah, the 50% retracement level. Anything weaker than that is not a reliable wave 2. So I have added, however, and that's new in comparison to the previous video, I have added the 38.2 retracement level to the chart, which is at $1.70, not as overall target for the wave 2. I would expect it to go lower, but I have added it to the chart because the A wave oftentimes retraces to the 38.2 fib level. From there, we then usually see a bounce in a B wave. And again, it's not a guarantee. The A wave can, in many cases, go into the region between the 38.2 fib level and the 50%, but it is a very common level. I mean, if I'm watching these, it's oftentimes around the 38.2 fib level that we start to see a bounce from the A wave into a B wave. Again, it could be a little earlier, could be a little later, but it is a level to watch, definitely. It's also where we had previous swing low support, so here, and resistance. So I would say the $1.70 level is quite a relevant one. It would be an ideal spot to turn around in a B wave. So at the moment I see it as an unfolding A wave. Then we should get the B wave rally, which will be a relief rally, a corrective rally. A lot of people might get bullish in that rally again, but it should be corrective. It should be an ABC structure itself, maybe a triangle, but typically I would start by tracking an ABC structure itself within wave B, and then the C wave should be a 5-wave move to the downside. Once we have waves A and B complete, we can calculate a target for wave C. It's a little bit too early for that because we don't really know where the wave B is going. I can't even give you a standard retracement area for the wave B yet because I haven't got a low in place for wave A. Okay, so I will only put that onto the chart as soon as I see a bit of a reaction. At the moment, it's just 10% down, so catching the falling knife, we don't want to do that. Trading a B wave is always very risky. B waves are some of the most difficult waves to trade. They can be very short, they can be very long, they can be triangles, they can become very complex corrections. So the idea is that we will put resistance, standard resistance for the B wave onto the chart once we have an A wave complete. Then once we get into the B wave target area, we can look forward to a C wave drop to the downside, deeper into the support region. I would pay attention to the area between $1.53 and $1.10 or $1.11, which is the 78.6 retracement. Anything below that would rather unlock much more bearish potential on this chart because we do not want the 78.6 retracement level to be broken in a wave 2 correction. We need to avoid that. It has an impact on sentiment, and from experience I can tell you that the chart will have difficulties to recover from below the 78.6 retracement level. Yeah, it's an important sentiment level. I mean, in the end, all these fib levels indicate a certain sentiment shift or sentiment level, and all the way down to the 78.6 fib is okay. A wave 2 is oftentimes deep, but we want to avoid anything below that level. It has a negative impact on sentiment. So yeah, not saying a recovery below that level wouldn't be possible, but it will be much more difficult. And I would say in probably 90% of cases, this 1-2 setup, which is bullish and could lead to a 3rd wave rally, is not going to work out if we see a sustained break below that 78.6 retracement level. There's usually, you have one more fib level left, of course, the 88.7 fib level. And, it could still act as support and we might get a bit of a rally, but in the end, they often then fail. And the official invalidation point is around 79 cents down here, 78 cents. Yeah, that's my update about Rune. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.